something registered with the town?
No, on the permit, everything else on the permit.
All right, let's go.
On January 1st, 2012, and as revised on August 28th, 2012, adequate notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act has been furnished by inclusion thereof in the annual schedule of meetings for 2012, which has been posted on the bulletin board at Borough Hall, filed with the Borough Clerk, faxed to the Hour Town, the Record, the Community News and County Seat newspapers, and distributed to all persons if any requesting copies of same pursuant to said act. In case of an emergency or fire alarm, you must evacuate the building by using any of the exit doors in the room. They're immediately to my right, and the double doors at the rear of the room. Occupants must exit the building by using the staircase and not the elevator. This meeting is being recorded by both video and audio and may be rebroadcast.
Everyone, please rise for the pledge salute. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
roll call.
Mayor Padavano.
Here.
Council members Savage.
Here.
Fleischman will be late. Oriana.
Here.
Sabre.
Here.
Ballerini.
Here.
Neglio will be late as well. Borough Attorney Ronald Dario.
Here.
Borough Clerk Jean Pellegra is here. Borough Administrator Roberta Stern.
Here.
Okay, we have a couple of items that we should get into closed session for before we get into the regular meeting. But at this time, if anybody has anything on or off the agenda, let's address that. Otherwise, I would suggest we move along to close.
I have nothing, Mr. Mayor. Motion to go into closed session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Okay.
Be resolved by the Mayor and Council, Borough of Maywood, pursuant to the revisions of the Open Public Meeting Act, that the Mayor and Council meet in closed session to discuss the following subject matters. Subsection 7, dealing with pending contract negotiations, a matter falling into attorney-client privilege, as well as subsection 8, dealing with personnel matters dealing with appointment, and termination. Be it further resolved that as precisely be determined at this time, the discussion conducted in said closed session can be disclosed to the public upon taking final action thereon, provided disclosure should not violate the attorney-client privilege or constitute an undue invasion of privacy. Be it further resolved, the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Maywood will return to open session after this meeting.
Okay, we'll be back.
A little bit.
Can we take a roll call?
Mayor Padavano.
Here.
Council members Savage.
Here.
Fleischman.
Here.
Oriana. Here. Sabre.
Here.
Ballerini.
Here.
Neglio.
Here.
Borough Attorney Ronald Dario.
Here.
Borough Clerk Jean Pellegra is here. Borough Administrator Roberta Stern.
Here.
All right. Entertain a motion to suspend the regular order of business for the purpose of promotion.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make that motion.
I'll second that motion. Okay. Aye. All right.
At this time, we have a few important matters to deal with. I would ask that the Police Department Liaison, Ballerini, join me in the audience here. And I would ask that the Chief of Police escort Lieutenant Stephen Hoffman. Government established
to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of Captain of the Maywood Police Department
of the office of Captain of the Maywood Police Department
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Sergeant Korn. Sergeant Korn.
This is his son, authority police officer.
Okay. All right. I think we need to do some DNA first, right? Make sure it's really Ready? Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Anthony M. Horn,
Solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully
impartially,
and partially
and justly
perform all the duties
of the office of Lieutenant of the Maywood Police Department
of the office of Lieutenant of the Maywood Police Department
according to the best of your ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Stand with me.
Let's move on. Take it all forward, same name, please. Take one.
All right, Chief, will you escort Sergeant Elliott? Picture.
Yeah. Take our time.
All right. Chief, can you please escort Sergeant Natal?
Going down.
Days.
Also, in attendance to is his brother, Sergeant of the Hextech Police Department.
I state your name.
I, Joseph Natal,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same,
to the same,
to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States and in this state,
in the United States and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
and justly
perform all the duties
of the the office of Lieutenant of the Maywood Police Department,
of the office of Lieutenant of the Maywood Police Department,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Here it comes, the other one.
That's not it?
Best blessed. All right.
Chief, if you can escort Detective Timothy Moran.
Moran?
Today.
And also in the audience, we have his father, former fire chief James Moran, and his father-in-law, former chief of police paramedic.
Chief, you guys want to come up? No. Just your chop liver, Chief. You don't have to take stuff. Statement in.
I, Timothy Moran,
You solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same,
to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States and in this state,
in the United States and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of Sergeant of the Maywood Police
of the
Department,
office of Sergeant of the Maywood Police Department,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Steve? Steve? Joe? Anthony? Take it on. Steve, you want to sit here? Sit here? Yes.
You can go in front. So he'll keep photos.
Tall guy,
Before we get back into the regular order of business, I just want to congratulate 4 officers who were promoted tonight.
And I want to say thank you to the entire police department in the Borough of Maywood. We are very well served by the officers who wear a uniform for our borough. As you've noticed today in the paper, if everybody read the record, we had some major issues going on in town. But fortunately, we can all, I think, rest well and know confidently that we have a very, very good police department in this town. We're a small town, and they all serve very well to the small community. And as mayor, it is absolutely my privilege to serve as mayor with this police department. And I'm sure that goes for the entire council. So while you're all here, collectively, thank you for the job that you do.
Regular order of business. Is there a motion, Mr. Chairman? Second. All in favor? Aye. Next item on our agenda tonight is public hearing on pending ordinances. There are none. At this time, we'll open the meeting to the public. Anybody from the public wishing to speak? Oh, don't worry about that. He'll move it.
First, I want to me about it. No, that's good, thank you. No comments about this. Frank Salento, Maywood Avenue, liaison for the school board.
Turn it off from the inside.
No, it isn't. You have to talk into the light.
Can you hear me now? I'm not getting it. I'm not feeling the love, Gene. 2-year term, right? No, maybe. Oh, this one's good.
It's on.
You don't need to slow your roll. No, the budget's tight, but the battery's in it.
Is there a problem? It's on, Greg.
You have to talk into the center of the mic.
Thanks.
You have a half a minute left.
You hear me now?
Yes.
School board liaison. I just wanted to express to the council the school board's grateful thanks to Mr. Ballerini. I don't know if you're aware, but the school board is entertaining going under a technology upgrade. We're in the process of talking to different vendors. The technology in the school is outdated by about 12 years. And Mr. Ballerini volunteered to come and meet with our technology committee, and his expertise is a big help with helping us with the vendor and future vendors that we're meeting with. And I just wanted to thank Mr. Ballerini publicly and let the council know that the school board is certainly grateful that he has stepped up and offered his time and to assist with it. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Derek Eisenberg, 121 Bell Avenue. The resolution to authorize an emergency appropriation, $980,000 in bonds are being sold to cover tax appeals. Was any of this anticipated when the budget was done?
I don't know, but they were all done at the time, and some of the pipeline at the time.
Some of it was just recently resolved in the last couple of weeks.
But we had to know that there was going to be, something due, that some of these appeals.
Yep.
So $980,000, that's a lot of money.
Sure is.
And on January 1st, there was $1.6 million in reserves. 940,000 of it was used already.
That's not true.
It's not?
No,
That is not true.
that isn't true.
What were the reserves on January 1 of this year?
Whoops. We have our auditor here.
Those were, I'm sorry, wait, those are the appropriation reserves.
Do you want to come up to the mic, so?
I think you're referring to the appropriation reserves, what was unspent from last year's budget. It's going to carry one more year before that lapses. That's not available for that purpose. You can't charge tax appeals to those lines.
Okay.
Okay?
So this 980, we're going to float bonds, and for how many more years are we going to be paying these bonds?
Payable over 3 years, I think.
We'll be fortunate to get 3 years.
At what rate of interest?
Probably about 1%. It'll probably never go to bonds. Mayor, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
We'll probably just keep
Why
it
don't you
in.
take the mic, though, so
Sure.
we can know.
Thank you. It'll probably never have to go to bonds. We get favorable rates staying in notes for 3 years. We'll probably pay about 1% over the next 3 years.
So for each of the next 3 years, $327,000 or so is going to be used to pay off the tax appeals from this year.
That's correct.
No, well, actually, that's not correct, because they're not the tax bills from this year. They're 9s, 10s.
Oh, you're right. That are being
prior
reversed.
administrations.
Settled this year
Right.
would
It was
be a more
settled this year. It was
appropriate way to
settled.
say it.
Exactly.
Mayor, I just want to note that it may be, remember the schedule that was lined up, there may be more between now and the application to the local finance board. This is what's signed, sealed, and delivered at this point. The number could go up.
Maria, just a clarification on that, from 2011 and back.
And back.
Thank you.
Had we not sold bonds, and had we put this into the budget, $980,000, so roughly budget $11 million or so, is that?
Yeah, it's unaffordable to put in your budget.
Right, so this amounts to about 8% roughly of our budget.
Correct, that's why you
So
can't
if we
put
had
an
paid it
operation.
this year, we would have had like a 9-point-something% tax increase to cover this $980,000.
I guess that's, I understand you have a campaign to run, Mr.
I know where you're going, and I get it.
I know where I'm going.
Listen, I get it. But the reality of it is that's not fiscally prudent, and that's not what municipalities do in their budgeting. If you look around, you've looked at Hackensack has done it, because they've been faced with similar situations. We're all in a bad situation economically because of the drop in the values of property, so that we've all come across all of these tax appeals over the years, and this is where we're at.
And if I can, Mr. Mayor, I don't want you blaming Mayor Eustace for the reeval. This is something that I would have recommended if I was borough attorney back then.
When did I blame
Well, I'm just saying, this is something that was done under the prior administration.
Revals are always done. I mean, all towns do them. That's normal course of business.
And that's why you're seeing a bunch of towns doing exactly what we're doing now, so that we can fiscally be responsible
Well,
and get this done.
I think we're muddying the waters here. Reval is completely separate from these tax appeals. We have $980,000 that if we had put it in the budget this year, we would have had the highest tax increase that Maywood's had in over 10
That's a
years.
ridiculous statement.
It would have been 9-point-something%.
Discretionary
spending with tax appeals.
Do your campaigns.
Yeah, please.
Disgusting what you're doing.
You gotta...
This is a crime.
A crime. Wait, what is that? I mean, I hope that's a euphemism, and you're not saying that seriously.
Yes, Mr. Fabre, it's a euphemism.
Thank you.
I'm not calling you a criminal, Mr.
Thank you.
Fabre.
I hope you aren't calling anybody else criminals either.
Not at all.
Okay. Thank you.
How about this word? It's a travesty
In your opinion, I assume that would be.
in any normal person's opinion.
Thank you, candidate. Anybody else from the public? Sure, come on.
Hi, everybody. Fred, B&V Towing. I just came up to ask if anything has been done since the last time I asked, if there's any thought put into changing distances, companies, anything like that?
On the towing license.
On the towing, I apologize.
We did speak at that, to that issue at the work session of the last meeting. It is remaining on our work schedule, so that we can continue that discussion as to either making changes to that in distance, number of permits issued.
And I'm only asking now because I do know, I think once the applications are put in, it's too late to change it.
Well, the intention is to, if any changes are to be made, they will be made effective for the 2013.
Okay, I'll go.
Anybody else? All right. Let's move on. Let's move on.
I move for the approval of the August 14, 2012 work session and closed session minutes and the August 28, 2012 council meeting and closed session minutes.
Roll call.
Savage?
Yes.
Fleischman?
Yes.
Oriana?
Yes.
Surratt?
Yes.
Ballerini?
Yes.
Maglio?
Yes.
Presentation of minutes. Everybody has bills? Updated? I'll move for the approval.
Second.
Roll call.
Savage?
Yes.
Fleischman?
Yes.
Oriana?
Yes.
Surratt?
Yes.
Ballerini?
Yes.
Maglio?
Yes.
No resignations, we have an appointment for a youth squad, member of the Maywood First Aid Squad, effective September 20, 2012. Buddy?
Move the appointment.
Second.
Roll call.
Savage?
Yes.
Fleischman?
Yes.
Oriana?
Yes.
Surratt?
Yes.
Ballerini?
Yes.
Maglio?
Yes.
Okay, we have council approval of the following. Number one, from the Maywood Fire Police, request to use the Borough parking lot on Fairmount Avenue by Memorial School October 13, 2012 to accommodate parking between 8 a.m. and 7 p.m. for the fire police's trip to the Sands in Pennsylvania. Number two, the American Legion Post 142, permission to hold an on-premises merchandise raffle from October 20, 2012, from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the American Legion 135 East Passaic Street. Number three, from the Women's Club of River Edge, permission to hold an on-premises merchandise raffle, 50/50 raffle on November 7, 2012, at 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Maywood Inn, 122-124 West Pleasant Avenue. And number four, from the Maywood Rotary Club Foundation, permission to hold on-premises merchandise raffle and 50/50 raffle on November 4, 2012, at 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Maywood Avenue School, 452 Maywood Avenue.
Motion for approval.
Second. Question?
Yes.
I'm sorry, on my phone, I'm trying to check my calendar here. October 13th is not a school day, that's all I was checking. Thank you.
I believe it's a Saturday.
It is a Saturday.
Any other questions?
It's the Fall Festival is the 14th. Town
Roll call.
Sunday.
Savage?
Yes.
Fleischman?
Yes.
Oriana?
Yes.
Surratt?
Yes.
Ballerini? Maglio?
Yes.
Resolutions by title.
Resolution 11712, resolution approving settlement of tax appeal in the Borough of Maywood, Bergen County, New Jersey. Resolution 11812, resolution approving settlement of tax appeal in the Borough of Maywood, Bergen County, New Jersey. Resolution 11912, resolution approving settlement of tax appeal in the Borough of Maywood, Bergen County, New Jersey. Resolution 120, resolution approving settlement of the tax appeal in the Borough of Maywood, Bergen County, New Jersey. Resolution 121, resolution approving settlement of a tax appeal in the Borough of Maywood, Bergen County, New Jersey. Resolution 122, resolution approving settlement of tax appeal in the Borough of Maywood, Bergen County, New Jersey. Resolution 13112, resolution to enter into a grant agreement with the County of Bergen Community Development for handicap accessible pool lift project. Resolution 13212, resolution amending resolution 11612 pertaining to 2012 schedule of meetings. Resolution 13312, resolution authorizing the submission of a grant application and execution of a grant contract with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the East Hunter Avenue resurfacing project. Resolution 13412, resolution authorizing execution of equitable sharing agreement for participation in the United States Department of Justice Equitable Sharing Program. Resolution 13512, resolution to authorize an emergency appropriation pursuant to NJSA 48:4-49.
Motion.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Roll call.
Savage?
Yes to all, except 13412. I vote no on 134-12.
Fleischman?
Yes to all.
Oriana?
No, 13412, yes on the balance.
Surratt?
Yes.
Ballerini?
Yes.
Neglia?
Yes.
So carried.
Introduction of ordinance.
Ordinance 1212, an ordinance amending the Borough of Maywood Municipal Code to add revised to Chapter 169 of the Maywood Code governing the fee schedule for the Borough of Maywood.
Move for introduction.
Second.
Roll call.
Savage?
Yes.
Fleischman?
Yes.
Oriana?
Yes.
Sedray?
Yes.
Ballerini?
Yes.
Neglia?
Yes.
Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Maywood that ordinance 1212 pass on first reading, and that said ordinance will be further considered for final passage at a meeting of the Mayor and Council to be held on October 9, 2012, at 7:30 p.m. at the Borough Hall, 15 Park Avenue, Maywood, New Jersey, at which time and place all persons interested therein will be given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same, and the Borough Clerk is hereby authorized and directed to advertise the same according to law.
Committee reports. Mr. Savage.
Nothing of a policy nature to report this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Savage. Mr. Fleischman.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, briefly, we have not had a Shade Tree Commission meeting over the summer. They were suspended. Our next meeting is next week, but I just want to bring the council up to date this evening on shade tree activity. As you know, or may recall, the schedule of planting of trees has been changed this year from the spring to the fall, which was an idea by Mr. Trapp to install the trees in their dormant state so as to not upset the root system of the tree in the early spring and then hit into a hot spring in summer and risk losing the trees. Not that we've had an unsuccessful tree planting program over the years. This is a new concept that was that he thought of and introduced that probably will be beneficial in the long run to the borough. The trees will have a better chance of getting established over the winter months and then naturally activate in the spring so the root system can progress naturally. We'll be installing approximately 70 trees, 75 trees this fall. We'll start at the end of October. Mixture of Zelkova trees, maple trees, and some lindens. Also, there are 2 or 3 DPW employees that will be attending seminars to maintain and meet our Tree City USA requirements. Also, we had approved the 5-year plan contract with Cowie Associates. We are hopeful that that will be completed by the end of the year, so that can be implemented starting in 2013. If there's any other exciting news on trees, I'll be sure to bring it to you at the beginning of October. And congratulations to all the officers on their achievement this evening. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Ms. Oriana.
Just briefly, prior to the storm, I spoke with my DPW supervisor to verify that there was a plan in place should have it be reaped. And he assured me that they had a plan in place and were ready if we suffered significant storm damage in Maywood, so I didn't forget. Luckily, post the storm, I received a report from the supervisor advising me there was very little tree damage, but had there been, they were prepared. And then one thing off the record, on my elevator ride up here, I ran into a Maywoodian who's going to another meeting somewhere in this building, and just mentioned to me that she likes the dog park, but she has a little dog and thinks that they should be separated out from the bigger dogs. And being a little dog owner myself, full disclosure, I kind of agree. If there's anything we can do to help that. Or just a thought to relay what a citizen told me, and that's it.
I think that so on that issue, I think we talked about when we put the dog park in there, hopefully doing a dog walk to do some fundraiser, and I know some of the people that were citizens involved on that committee were very enthusiastic about doing that, so maybe we can contact them and the 3 council people who were involved in that directly, maybe touch base with those people who were involved and see if we can put that together, because I think it'll be another couple of $1,000 to do that.
About 2.5 to 3 extra.
Right. Okay. Ms. Ballerini.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I got a number of items. I'll try to move through them quickly. With regard to the municipal court, we received our report for the month of August. Disbursements to the borough for the month were $22,673.91. Disbursements to the borough year-to-date, $174,140.60. With regard to the planning board, just an FYI that the next meeting of the planning board is scheduled for Thursday, September 27th, 7:30 in these chambers. There was a quarterly commission insurance safety committee meeting yesterday. in which we discussed the performance of Maywood as it relates to safety of employees and insurance liabilities of the borough. There are a handful of small claims that are being effectively managed, and the report from our insurance representative on Maywood's overall handling of safety matters was excellent. As part of a current crossing guard safety program, Maywood crossing guards posted in key areas have been outfitted with new lighted and flashing stop signs. Don't know if you've seen those. As part of that program, Maywood will be receiving a number of safety videos that can be hosted on the borough's website, as well as those of the Maywood Police Department and the schools. It really is an educational program for residents, and they're reminded to please observe and respect the actions of our crossing guards as they work to protect our children and drivers. With regard to the police department, Mr. Mayor, you mentioned earlier, and it was reported in the record today, the Maywood Police Department announced 2 arrests and the seizure of drugs, cash, and weapons in connection with a distribution operation out of a home on Maywood Avenue. A third person is being sought in connection with the operation. There are details in a press release on the Maywood PD website, but we want to extend our congratulations to Chief Pegg, Detective Tim Moran, Detective Sergeant Tim Moran, and P.O. Greg Malacca, the rest of the department, on their excellent work in the case. Approved tonight was a resolution related to the Department of Justice Equitable Sharing Program. That resolution, as you read it, calls for the renewal of our agreement for 2 years and outlines the benefits to Maywood. Chief Pegg is in support of the renewal and has agreed to the Mayor and Council's suggestion to rotate another officer into the assignment as quickly as that transition can happen. The Chief also confirmed that the asset forfeiture portion of the program will continue to provide financial benefit to Maywood, offsetting the cost of the officer in the program while funding new and providing enhancement to programs and equipment for the department. There were a number of items that came up in our last meeting that you asked me to follow up on. One, I think, came from Councilman Fleischman regarding utility work after hours and on weekend. Chief Pegg has agreed to notify Patrol that they are to question any activity conducted out of hours to ensure proper coordination with the Borough Administrator. The Chief also asked that the Borough Administrator provide his dispatch desk with a list of active permits to allow Patrol to validate the construction activity going on in town. So an easy way for them to validate when they see something going on, he asked that you provide the list of active permits to his PO dispatch.
Okay, I think that would be better suited for the construction official.
We're talking about out-of-hours activity again.
Oh, I'm sorry, but still, I mean, we both get them, but if it has to do with...
Pass that request off to the...
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right. Regarding the parking ordinance that was under consideration, the Traffic Department is still working to finalize the list of areas and applicable regulations, and we'll have it to the Mayor and Council shortly. Regarding the 2013 towing licenses, Chief Pegg believes the current ordinance is effective, but will ask traffic to review the licensees and rotation practices to see if there's room for improvement. Regarding enforcement of the on-street parking restrictions near bus stops, Chief Pegg confirmed that these areas are routinely and regularly checked by Patrol, so adjusting the shift of the parking enforcement officer is not needed. He is still interested in adding a second parking enforcement officer, so residents with a parking issue should just contact the Maywood PD. The Chief submitted his report on overtime. I'm happy to let the council know that overtime in the department was down significantly in the month of August. Usually a problem month due to vacations. It's to be attributed to good management and to the additional officers that we put on. As a reminder, the Maywood Police Department is running another medication collection day on Saturday, September 29th. Unused or expired medications can be dropped off at headquarters between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Saturday after next.
Thank you. Dr. Midler.
First, I want to apologize for coming late today. It's back to school night. I have 2 children, and my wife was very adamant to put me in 2 places at one place. So if anybody didn't matter as long as I am, you understand that if your wife is happy, you're happy. So apologize for that. Yeah, I get it.
Is that in the Borough Code? Happy wife, happy life.
Happy town. Several real quick things. October 13th, you're having a townwide garage sale. Please come in. And so you know to make it a townwide event that we're all going to be proud of. We are doing the, I don't have the hand up, but I apologize, the Raymond Music Hall trip. We're also doing a day at Caesars in Atlantic City on October 30th. And for all our little Tiger Woods and Venus Williams, we're going to try and golf and tennis lessons here in Maywood. The nice thing about this is it is totally provided. You don't need to bring any sort of equipment. And if anybody is interested, please call Mr. Shealy at the rec.
Just as a follow-up, it's the registration is Saturday.
Also, this Saturday at the handball court, if you want to register for golf or for tennis, he was going to be there from 10 to 12. If you can't make it then, just call Ms. Shealy. Other than that, thank you very much.
Thank you. Council President, Fred.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Last night we had the Board of Trustees, the Library Board of Trustees meeting, and as per the council's request, I brought up the issue of permitted parking in the lot. They had no issue with it. The only thing that they requested was that the hours of the parking not interfere with the hours of operation of the library. Which is a good request, I would assume. As some of you may or may not know, the DPW has taken over the landscaping duties of the library. And last night, they had mentioned how very happy they were with the work that the DPW did this year, so they are to be congratulated. They saved nearly $2,500 by taking over the duties, as opposed to having the library pay out to a private company, which they've done in the past. Also mentioned by the Board of Trustees and the President, Hal Bloom, was a wonderful job that our Borough Administrator has been doing with the library this year. She's dealing with any issues that come up. She's dealing with them swiftly and justly. And he was very effusive in his praise for you.
Thank you.
And just one other thing that I had on, I guess it's a personnel issue, I'm not sure, but this is dealing with the emergency squad. When we get these applications, there's certain information on here that I would actually prefer that the members of the council do not get. We can maybe black some of it out.
We normally redact.
Okay. Okay, you're right. Sorry, thank you very much. And with that, I just want to ditto the congratulations of Mr. Fleischman to the police department. We are served. We're served well by our police department. Thank you.
Nothing to report this time.
Administrator.
Mayor, the only thing that I do have, the Maywood Healthcare Center is going to be doing some significant interior renovations. They're moving the gym from one side of the building to the other. I heard from the administrator there. He was concerned about parking. I had spoken to him earlier about possibly, in order to keep some of the impact of parked cars on Magnolia away from our residents, of actually providing spots for them at the pool parking lot, but specifically, and just as an emergency, I'd like to have the council approve that we rent them 20 spots for the next 3 months at the same price that we rent the rest of our spots, which is $40, so that there will not be any unnecessary impact on the residents of West Magnolia during this construction. He's expecting that between the workers and the construction vehicles that are going to be on site, at least 10 of his spots will be compromised. I had suggested that he might look elsewhere as well, but since our parking lot is right there and it is in fact income to us of $800 a month that we wouldn't be getting, I think that it's an action that this council should take. So, I mean, I think if the attorney would just quickly put together, they're going to be starting soon, so...
Okay with you?
I mean,
How soon?
well, they have their permits, which I just found out when he called me. I didn't know that. So basically, they could start almost any time. Whatever day they start, if in fact, I think we have a gentleman's agreement, so to speak. So as long as this council takes action on it tonight, I can let him know that, in fact, we will be doing that. The only thing I guess that we will need besides that, since it's 20 spaces, is some insurance, coverage, which I will suggest to him.
I can put together the agreement. We'll throw it on the next agenda and get it done, but in the meantime...
Let them park there if they start?
As long as the borough attorneys... I don't want to have an agreement with them that covers the insurance.
Do you want to...
I was going to say, my only concern would be the insurance issue. I mean,
Right.
You have the figures already in place, 20 spots at
It's 20 spots at $40 a spot, just what we
Yeah.
charge at our other municipal parking lots.
Okay. And it's
I
20
did
bucks
ask
a day,
for
or if it's just-
all three up front, but he wasn't sure that his,
What hours in the day, do you know that?
it's going to, during the day. It's the daytime. At night, it won't be an issue.
Okay.
So it'll be the day shift. If I,
Suggest that we designate farther away from the senior center, so that when the seniors are occupying the building, that you're not...
interfere with them. Right, well, I mean, on an average day, when I've been over there, there aren't that many seniors that use the lot, so I think, we could designate whichever ones we want.
The meetings are starting now.
Right, no.
So I think if you push this group a little
Would
farther
you-
towards the pool, which is not being utilized, obviously.
The centered double island, a little further back would be a perfect place, 10 on either side.
So is it 9 to 5, I'm sorry?
I would say 8 or 7 to 6, because some of the construction people start early, but I'll give you his number, and perhaps you can talk to Trevor
Okay.
and get it worked out.
Yeah, I can do it tomorrow.
As long as the money goes into the pool budget, I'm good.
Unanticipated revenue, catch-all. That's all I have, Mayor.
Quick few things. Community garden is moving along. I went to the Home Depot with the DPW supervisor this week. We purchased the materials with the grant money that was fully donated by the Home Depot Foundation, and we are very thankful to them and for their contribution in getting this project started. We will do construction probably this weekend of the community garden, which will continue probably in the spring for some materials that were not yet available at the Home Depot due to seasonal items. But it is our hope and anticipation that we have a full growing garden come the springtime, and maybe a few beds during winter months with some items that can be grown during winter or fall, late fall. So that is going on. Maywood Fall Festival, October 14th, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Memorial Park. There will be hay rides, pumpkins, food. We got a lot of vendors from town, restaurants from town will be there, vendors from town, businesses from town. We will have some rides for kids and some good events for the family. It should be a very nice time for Maywood families. Along that theme, we'll be ordering corn stalks very soon for Pleasant Avenue and decorating Pleasant Avenue in a fall theme this year. Mr. Jelinski's going to help us with that, as well as the DPW, and maybe with the farm directly to get these items, and being paid through donations from businesses in town and philanthropic people. Fire Police is having a comedy night at the American Legion on the 22nd, is that correct? Or is that get canceled? Okay, it was in the Art Town.
I think they didn't get it with a response on the
All right. That's pretty much it. On the fall theme, I'm working with Michael Jordan. He put together a program last year for some service hours for youth throughout the town to help with raking of leaves for senior citizens in town. And I'm working with Mr. Jordan to expand that program this year, get the borough involved a little bit, get more volunteers involved to get that project to be even a bigger success than it actually was last year. It was a very successful program that the school put on last year, and a lot of children got their service hours in. So hopefully we can do that again and provide some service to some of the seniors in town. There's a 5K on October 14th also going on. There are flyers in the storefronts along Pleasant Avenue and around town. 5K will be in the morning, 8 a.m., in the same route that the Rotary does their 5K each day. The proceeds from this are going to support the Maywood Hawks. So, on out and run. And then stop at the Fall Fest day. Community Bank is running a shred day on October 20th, 2012. It will be in their parking lot on Pleasant Avenue. The borough does get credit for the tonnage for the shredding. So if you have any questions from that, feel free to call Ms. Shealy at Borough Hall. But otherwise, bring your papers to the Community Bank on the 20th and shred away. Tomorrow is POW and MIA Recognition Day, so please keep folks in your prayers. Tomorrow, we see the sign that we have outside that was donated to us at the last meeting, and please keep all members of our military service in your memory and thoughts tomorrow especially. And that is all I have.
For adjournment.
No other closed session.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Thank you very much. Good.